So you have to have certain things to turn in this motion to quash.
The main thing that you have to have would be the points of law, like
Okay.
the things of law. The at the time the Google wasn't doing that, but then he flips. Sometimes he does stuff, sometimes he doesn't. But it looks like the ChatGPT did. When I first opened it up, that was one thing good about it. It had them all. Like, they're really funny words and squiggly lines, but it has to have. You can't just say this is the law. You have to put where it is the law. You have to write through the laws into the motion to quash. And that's when I'm all like, fuck. That was the next step. Then he just told me steps at a time, but didn't tell me that. But then that means you have to go to get the law stuff. But the ChatGPT was pulling them out, so I'm like, oh, okay, cool. The motion to quash you would think it'd be a simple thing where these numbers wouldn't be that hard to find. That was the only thing that I ran after writing everything out.
The reasons why you're quashing the
yeah, legal reasons. You have to state
sure.
By state law, so and so versus so and so and whatever.
Yeah. Well, but what's the first one? Motion to quash. What's your first reason?
That's it.
Yeah, but what are the reasons why you believe you can quash this whole summons?
Because of the way it only applies to how it was served, and they both coincide. The 60-day versus the
okay, so it's not clear.
Unlawful detainer. Yeah, the way it was. I'm still getting Google's doing a heavy research on it because there's different variabilities in regards to the service. For one, it was served to Bella, but then it just has to find out definite. Because it was served to Bella. For an eviction, it should be to each defendant. But then it says it's unclear, it's kind of foggy when it comes to co-defendants, which I would think that's really wrong. Because what if you have one defendant that is setting another person up, and they get it, but they don't give it to that person. That person, gets liable, and two people don't get, they won't get they won't get a judgment against them, and that one person who didn't know. So to me, it seemed highly not right to do that. But it's a deep dive, so I don't know. They're doing searches, and they'll get back to me. Then what else? There was more stuff wrong with that. The service, they didn't send, like you said, they didn't send a mail because they need to really verify that it was us. They need to have 3 attempts before they leave it with somebody. So that's still, even if by leaving it with Bella, it's still questionable. Even if they allow it, she didn't give they have to make 3 different attempts before they leave it with someone else. And if but they have to be different days, different times, because they have to really give it a good try. The previous server, she did not, and then she hand wrote it in pencil, which is questionable because she's writing on a document. In a court document, you don't write on it, you don't alter it. It's the same as medical documents. You don't alter them.
That's a good list. Let's start
there's more.
With one and just Google each civil code or law code that goes with each different complaint or that you're going why you're quashing this. Let's start with the first one. They spelled the guy's name wrong. Let's find out the civil code for that. Is there a code? We could just plot it in.
Yeah, because there's a bunch. Oh, just looking at it, you could you'll find them all. There's so many. It's impossible. You can. Okay. It's just like.
So let's begin. Do you want to do the quash? Which one do you believe is proper?
Well, honestly, yeah, because in my heart, I know it's the general, whatever that one was. That's the right one for what I'm doing. But then, if I don't want to get fucked in and you should have did this one. So I was going to do both, but then, because if I do the UB. The one I'm supposed to do, I don't know the numbers.
Yeah, the unlawful detainer.
If I do the unlawful detainer, then it keeps it into that jurisdiction, like that pile in the courthouse. It gets filed that way.
So fuck that one.
And then it'll hinder pursuing further, and it'll cost more money because then you got to switch it over to the real case, to a civil case versus an unlawful detainer case. So I don't want it in a small case.
Okay. So that's your clear plan. So. Do not mention the UD 105. Don't go down that road anymore. Don't let your head get taken that way.
But then it's still. But that's what I was having Google check too, because there's the Tenant Protection Act. The Tenant Protection Act on the form on the form, it's really complicated. On the form, it puts that I'm exempt from it because it's only for businesses and single family homes, so I'm exempt. But for an exemption, I never got the exemption form. You're supposed to get that in advance. I never got it in writing. Never did, because I'm not a tenant. It's not a landlord. So that's what Google's checking into me now. But since he's trying to treat me like a tenant just to expedite the whole, judicial process, then it does that. Then shoot, why don't I get the benefit of that too?
Well,
Because
I'm just unclear. What are you referring to?
Okay, Tenant Protection Act that started this year.
Is that regards to the UD 105 or the WASH? Which one?
It just you said you were not talking to me defended by that's
yeah, but I don't know why you're bringing this up right now.
Because it's very important because okay. I would be evictable forever. Because if that's what he's trying to do, then it's a really because the Tenant Protection Act.
Okay. So does that fall under the quash? Is that one of your reasons to quash this all?
I'm still not talking. It's not even with. I don't know if it's a quash you're getting me. I just know that I need to know this answer first. Because if it's a tenant, you're not even listening. You're giving me that look.
Because
it's very vital. This is very important. And you don't even know.
Super important.
So anything I do, you give me this attitude, and it makes me feel like to let go. What?
Because it's past due. You need to commit to something and do it.
I have. You're the one that was changing everything on me.
I never changed it. This is your
the motion
deal.
To quash.
I can fucking leave if you want.
You have a very big influence on me. You're the only person I talk to.
Then fucking you do.
No, you have a very big influence on me, and you don't take responsibility of this influence. But you do influence me.
Then I'll shut up. You do it all.
Or just listen to me.
Go sure.
If the Tenant Protection Act, but I'm having it checked because I don't qualify because I'm not a tenant, but I could be tenant or will. There's all these different loopholes. But if I don't qualify, and if he's not giving a valid reason, then if I qualify for the Tenant Protection Act, then he has to have just cause to evict me. There's no just cause right now. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't break any lease. I didn't not pay my rent. So that means I'm unevictable. There's only reasons why you can evict me is if he's a family move-in. They have to move in within 90 days, and they have to live here for at least 2 years on my property. If not, it's like the fines are like $40,000. It's high penalties if they break that. And I find out like they did not move in. That's the family move-in. Then what else? The Tenant Protection Act. They could do for sales. No. If they're going to demolish the house, that was a big renovation. That would qualify for unjust cause rent or unjust cause eviction. And there is one more, but I can't think of it right now. But all of those, he has to have a reason. You just can't evict a tenant if they are granted the Tenant Protection Act. And for me to be exempt, you have to post it on my property. It's never been posted. It needs to be posted prior to the eviction. It's never been posted because I'm not a tenant. But then that's where the tenant at will comes in. So it's a tricky one because a tenant's a tenant, but then it goes both ways. If it's a tenant at will, it's questionable. But with that makes me unevictable because he can't break the Tenant Protection Act. And it protects seniors too, but I'm not a senior. So then that makes me, if I go by the tenant, see, there's so many different ways to do it. But we can just drop the Tenant Protection Act, that's fine. Because I hate more options. I started doing the UB40 thing because that seemed like, okay, maybe do that one. I like the idea of not letting my dad know about any of this. Because I already have a lot of the evidence now anyways, but man, more time, it'd be crazy what I can get. So the motion, but the only thing with the motion to quash is there's no format, there's no forms. So it's all kind of, Rambo.
It's not. I already plotted it out. You have an outline of it too. Now here's my response to what you're saying. Yeah, everything you're talking about the tenant, it's great. That's awesome. For you to get whatever you need together for that, I think the time frame is not on your side. You already are in the hole. And the easiest way to get out right now is to file this motion to quash. Don't mention any of the stuff you're working on. Buy yourself time.
I won't, of course not. But actually, no, the Tenant Protection Act would actually could fall into the quash too. So that's another one I would fall into because it was in that document. So that actually works too. I could just throw it in there and a judge can not focus on it, but I would. That's because it's one of them. Because that was my whole thing from the beginning. I'm not a tenant. Never was a tenant. But that by doing the quash, I think it's the best one. But then, if you believe you have a form, I'm just saying it doesn't have like the forms, like a format, like like the
It
forms.
actually does.
Oh, because I didn't have any forms.
You have to do them on specific. The motion to quash. It's all here. I looked it up for you.
Well, because motion to quash, it gives you a guideline like what I wrote out, but then it was like you can handwrite it or you can print it. But if it has forms too, that gives me more comfort because when I started on my own with the motion to quash without, it's so nice having the questionnaires and you just fill them out. But then I say just go gang ho either way, and then the filing clerk would tell me if it's wrong. Then the number, I wanted to know what I'm saying when I talked to that lady. That's why I was doing all of the service thing that you told me to, and to call the lady. No, I don't.
Service? I just recommended a number. I don't know about a service.
Yeah, you said the service was improper serviced.
No, I just said there's a number you can call based off the
Improper service.
not really just basically you weren't informed, and you need to notify the court that I am being sued, and
it's a service like I wasn't serviced.
I guess
like they serve you papers.
I don't know where it is.
So no, you said it was on something.
It was in this pile, but if you took something off of my papers,
Here's
I don't know.
This one. Get away, dog. I don't know. I didn't actually look at the paper. I just grabbed this and just. And let me just sort the exhibits, but they got two.
Okay.
Was it a Barstow number? Before I make the call, it's like I gotta make sure I don't want to.
It's probably on this one.
Know what I'm saying. But then they're doing the
proof of service. It's probably this one right here.
And where did you hear this information? Like,
I don't know what happened. I don't know. Probably my phone, the internet.
oh, but you don't know like the wording or nothing, just so.
I don't even know where the form is.
Oh, it's a whole form? Oh, it's probably in all this mess.
No, it was with my papers.
It could have been loose and just. Sirens are so.
It's right here. Important reminder for Barstow, San Bernardino court hours, self-help. The Barstow, if possible, our motion to quash, especially if she is a minor and was not served property or personal. She's court hours. While they are not physically in Barstow, they serve the content. I don't know anymore. I think this is it, but I don't know.
But to like find out anything, it just takes that.
Well, you should call this number and just say, I just found out I was being sued. My daughter was served. I was never served, and we were never sent anything in the mail. It's already very past the date, but nothing has been judged, or there's no judgment in the case. And see what she says. This isn't the same. I read specifically they'll file an actual case unless you have an attorney. Do not communicate directly with the plaintiff or their attorney about the case details beyond the normal court. Keep a meticulous. It read specifically about making an appointment, and that the clerk will help you to basically rectify the fact that you weren't notified. They will like put it in note, like, oh fuck, this girl wasn't notified, so they're gonna like put a note in there, like it's kind of like already, and then they're gonna tell you you need to file right away, but they're just getting you a little like
Okay, so it's noted
little
in
marker,
there.
like, oh fuck, this chick didn't fucking get notified. But this isn't the same paper, so wherever I read it, I'm surprised I don't have it. I don't know. I have 1, 2, 3. There was like 6, but maybe I don't know. Because I had them like this on the table.
Yeah, I made sure not to touch them. I don't know.
Yeah, I put them all together because I'm sitting there and just whatever. Proof of case exhibits. This is pretty much done. Date's probably wrong now, so that's your 410. You should go over it if you don't agree with it.
No.
Proof of service, there's the copies.
Oh my god. Okay, I was at the courthouse. Would they have, by me going, would there any be, like, would they say, well, you were here, so you did know? But I didn't.
Did
I didn't
you
file
say
nothing.
your name? Did you go to the clerk?
Yeah, I went to the clerk. I talked with the coordinator, the ABA coordinator, but they didn't take any documents, so they don't really know my name.
But you'll have to. That's on you because I can't tell you what you did.
I'm just trying to.
If you
recall.
signed in, then they have proof that you were there and you know. But I really don't know what you did. So.
Yeah, because they gave me the form back, so.
I would just ask, inquire. Or.
But the motion to quash, that's. But then I'd get help. I'd hopefully get help with that disability one, because if you do one thing wrong, then they can throw it out. And then I guess, but once they file it, that means you're in.
Yeah,
and I'm sure if they're helping me, they're gonna have
you're
to.
Filing to have a voice against this plaintiff. If you don't, then they'll just file without you.
File without me? What do you mean?
They'll just file a judgment because you are in basically contempt. You never.
Oh yeah. Okay. They won't. Okay. Not file though. Okay.
And that's kind of where my head's at. All your ideas are great.
They're not ideas. They're just. I'm just telling you
all
what choices.
Your choices are the right ones, I think. But
that's I already agreed.
Needs to be.
I just want to because this I can do with later. I'd rather not get to the case.
That's months of prepping. You need to get everything in order for that, but you need to.
And everything I did last night would fall into the motion to quash because it tears it up without having to go into details with the other stuff. So yeah.
Okay.
But I
maybe you should dive deeper into what are you, an owner or a tenant at will? I always thought you were a tenant at will, but you're saying you're an owner because you brought up that your mom verbally said you are.
Because I am an owner. I've been living as an owner. I am an owner.
I understand you're an owner, but that's verbally. Do the courts recognize you?
Yes, they do. They do, okay. And I have state laws that say that.
Okay, and I never knew about the trust, so that's probably true. So, but if that's the case, you might not be qualified for the 90 days. So that's not one that you use.
Well, no, that doesn't even come up.
Well, we're looking for reasons to quash this.
But anything that I do, it's just Okay, I'm confused now. Okay, no, it has nothing to do with my tenancy. It has their service. It's only their service is a motion to quash. It just has nothing about the lawsuit. It's they served it improperly.
Okay. But that means they served you a 30, 60 when you should have got a 90. Doesn't that make sense?
But they did mark
And that'll
off
give
30.
you more time, because if you are
They did
considered
mark
this,
off 30, 60. I don't know about the 90 for sure. That's why I'm having to check into just because I heard it once.
so 2 months, 3 months is better than 2 months. So if you quash this and then he files a 90 day, you got 3 months. If you quash this and you don't mention that, but you have to follow up.
To me, the quashing is only to just to buy time. So,
no,
and
it
that's
throws
what I
out the whole
need.
thing and it starts over.
But then they can the judge can order two just to make corrections.
Oh yeah, spelling, that's pretty simple.
No, like to do it right. Okay, you need to serve them right, and it can carry on. But the quash to me is only to get past the late.
Okay,
phase,
so they never
that
mailed
works.
you anything.
And that's part of the quash, but it's
Right.
all in the service. It has nothing to do with the case.
Okay, that's part of the proof of service, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do they need to serve all you guys or what? Is bringing your kids in this kind of, is it good or is
It's
it bad?
a good thing.
Because now since they are part of it, I don't know. I think you need legal counsel on this one.
Like you're wrong on that. So
Yeah, well, it's just my opinion.
it's beneficial for me to have them on the case.
Well, that's the point. Because my argument is, if they are on the case, then they are very much more likely to give you that summons right away, and you're notified. So, although you weren't served properly, but
They
it
moved
ties
the
you
next.
closer to that weird gray area that you still can't figure out if it's still proof of service if you give it to them. But
But it doesn't matter because the law states, and I'm getting confirmation now once they do the report that they have to give it to a person. Plus, they have to mail it to them. It's very specific on how
yeah,
you
I know
serve.
they didn't
Very.
mail anybody. So,
So that's-
but there are that one that they can give to somebody who's 18 or older. They have to go at least 3 times, different times of the day. She did go
And you
twice.
still have to mail it. They didn't fill that one.
Okay.
There's a lot. There's more than just that one failure on that
Okay.
notice to quit.
What if they mailed it somewhere? I don't know. Okay, that's fine.
And the name discrepancy is very big. Very,
That could
very
be
big.
I'm going to argue that the judge could say, just correct the name and make a correction. It's just one letter. That's that a big, like.
It's a very big.
Well, I'm arguing that it's just one letter.
It's very. No,
This is
you're
my
talking about
opinion.
one name. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the owner, the Regis Berman versus the Capital Blue.
So I'm just talking about a misspelled.
That too.
Left out a U instead of an E or something.
Yes.
I think the judge could simply just go,
That,
okay.
but it adds two. You need all of those, even if it's little. It adds
There
to
you
all the
go.
discrepancies.
You know what you're doing.
I know. That's I
So
did the motion
don't
to
let
quash
me-
to start with.
Distract you.
I know all of this stuff, but when your opinion was when you guys came and you guys were
I
on
don't have an
me,
opinion. I just want this done.
you do have an opinion. Yes, you do, and it overrides me, and it has the
Fuck
effect
up.
that
This
it
is
has
your
on
deal.
me.
Let's do this.
Did we already said the motion to quash, and you're still like dragging it out?
Because I'm
You're just
tired
trying
of
to tear it
this.
up. You're tired of this. What do you want, Arthur?
I'm trying to help you, but if I keep getting shit for everything, and I'm fucking done.
That's what I'm telling you. With between us, there's no,
Fine, then handle it.
and it's just the effect that you have on me, and you just act like there's none, and
Then
it's
fine.
insane.
I will fucking shut the fuck up, and that's it. Look, here's my work. Use it or not.
Okay. Is there anything I can? I'll just handwrite it. I'm just gonna handwrite
Everything
it.
I recommend, you don't do it anyways. So it's like, doesn't
I'm
matter.
doing the motion to quash.
But
What I was
fine.
gonna do from the
Did you
very
make the call?
beginning. No, I'm not gonna make a call like you. I need to have information. So when I'm on the call, I know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
because that's why I have the backing up, so I know what I'm saying. But no, I don't even have the number to make the call for one. But I need, that's why I'm backing up and doing my due diligence for this.
I don't know where the.
And you don't know where and if I can read what it says, so that I know.
Well, I would like it if you actually looked at my work and not just set it aside this time.
I'm not going to touch your papers when they're on the thing.
This is the 410.
And
there are 2 copies.
When did you give this to me? This morning when we're packing. How am I going to even look at it?
This was done 2 days ago.
And it's been on the table. You didn't say anything. I'm not going to touch anything that's on the table.
Well, I told you that night. I'm like, I did this, this, and this. Okay? This is done. So please check it over, make sure it's proper. So you don't waste time if you think it's okay. Because when I'm listening to your stuff, it's like, I'm not going to tell her, but she's, whatever. You're going over things. I'm like, dude, what the hell?
Because I'm not you.
Well, okay.
Because I have a disability and I have to go through over and over again. And to do research, it is a lot of over and over again because one little thing, okay, got to make a correction.
That's fine.
So it's very fine.
But you asked me to handle some things, and then it's just like my dad. You just
you
whatever.
offered to handle these. I never took these from you. I never took these from you. You said you're going to do the waiver thing.
But you're
so
still
how is that taking that from you?
Listening to stuff pertaining to that. I'm like, dude, why don't you look over my work? If it's satisfied, go on to the next thing.
How do you know what I'm going through? You told me to make a call. If I'm going to make a call, I'm going to have to know what I'm talking about.
I don't know where you're at.
So I don't know how I'm going over anything. It keeps changing on me.
Well, and I'm the okay. And
then for me,
you can blame me. I would need to have.
I need to have
whatever you like.
No, it's just it's confusing and it's rattling me. But I need to have the information. I can't just fill out a paperwork because I don't have the words or the information to put on it.
This is your proof of service. It has to be changed because I put this tomorrow as the date. I gave us a date, but it's not going to happen tomorrow. Yeah, so we'll have to change that.
You should just leave it blank next time, just so whenever it does, it's.
Well, I tried to type everything out to be professional for you. These are the steps and the forms you need to use. Step 1 for the quash. What you need to do the quash. It's all listed here. You just have to read this. This is the fee waiver that I started writing, but I just never got to this one.
Did you do the disability one?
What's the disability one?
I don't know the number. It's to get it's
aid, accommodations. It's that one.
Okay, and then this one. Okay.
And there's a separate attachment to that one, specifically on the other form behind it. And there's one other form that's blank because that's for the judge only.
That's what that MC something was for.
The MC 25 or 20.
Like the runoff?
Yes. And you can't go past the lines. They're all line orientated. Not that one. That's just the beginning of your answer. And that's the continuation of your answers.
It looks wide. Is that measured right?
Is it what? It's got numbers on the side.
Oh, no, I'm just asking.
Straight off the actual forms.
That's good then. I'm just asking. Because they're so.
But yeah, you may want to double check it because ultimately, if it's wrong.
Is it in your computer?
I hope so. Yeah.
You don't know?
It's a form.
No, but you're printing. You're typing.
No, it's all in there now.
Okay, so then it's no more.
How do I modify? No, I have it in my files.
I was gonna put Kimberly Ross Segovia, but I'm not gonna do it now because it's already.
It's in a. I have them all saved in a PDF files.
Like this?
Yes. Would you like to look at the computer?
Would it be? This is easier for me, but would it is easier? I don't know.
Whatever. If you need to modify something, it's all on one page where all your documents can be found. You just hit open. And if you need to look up a file, you just look it up on the top, and I'll punch it right up.
That's where the MC. That's the runoff one, the attachment, I think.
What is it called?
MC 410, or is this? Never mind. That's it. Never mind. I don't know the numbers titles.
That one's dated a certain date, so I don't know if you need to change that too.
I don't see date yet, but where do you need it? The accommodations. Need accommodations for all scheduled and unscheduled court appearances. And you're missing the E.
That's good to know because those are corrections.
And oh no, it's just that it ran off because the end. In the case, beginning of July 20th. Superior Court of San Bernardino. Superior Court, County of San Bernardino. What accommodations do you need at court? Remote appearance. I request to appear. You did very good. This is like nice. To appear remotely, i.e., via video conference or telephone. For all hearings and proceedings to accommodate my severe agoraphobia and you didn't put it right. Let's see. Agoraphobia and my severe to accommodate my severe agoraphobia. CPTSD. Complex screening. Why do you need this accommodation to in court? Your Honor, I am requesting accommodations to assist me in this court proceedings due to several severe debilitating conditions that directly impact my ability to participate effectively. More information on this request is attached. Okay, whatever the date. So print or type name. Maybe the Ross, because it's being an asshole. Signature. And for optional, the court employee caregiver or other person help fill out this form. But if the court employee is willing to provide more information if needed, please provide contact information below. Let's see, nobody. Short title and seed. What accommodations do you need? What do you need at the court extension? To the ability to communicate. What accommodations? Is this like questions they're asking and you're answering?
If you look at the first page, it's the runoff for the questions. Number 5. I don't know if you need to number it. So, what accommodations do you?
Oh, so the numbers you're not okay. I thought the numbers.
These aren't line. These are they say they're items.
Which kind of court needs to ability to communicate directly with the judge or relevant personnel in a less formal setting. 3. To access private room or quiet space if I must be physically present to reduce sensory overload. 4. Permission to arrive early or late to avoid crowded public spaces. 5. To support a support person not legal to accompany you. Permission to accompany you. For emotional support. 6. To write down responses or process information before answering. 7. Why do you need accommodations to assist you in courts? The conditions. Why do you need? That's the question. Why do you need accommodations in courts? The condition that affects me are and severe. Okay, condition to open makes it extremely difficult, if not impossible, for me to leave my home or be in public places, including courthouses. that of being in such an environment triggers intense physical and psychological symptoms, including severe attacks, overwhelming anxiety, and a profound fear of losing control. If I were forced to attend court in person, I would likely experience a full panic attack, rendering me unable to focus, communicate clearly, or participate meaningfully in the process. My CPTSD symptoms would be profoundly exacerbated by the stress and environment of the court. The public nature of a courtroom could easily trigger panic attacks that impairs my ability to think clearly. I simply freeze and lose the capacity to process information, respond coherently. Finally, the second severe following the loss of my son, the loss of my son 3 years ago. This loss, 3 years, 28, 24, 25. Following the loss. Complex grief. The grief is not merely emotional, it profoundly impacted my concentration, memory, and emotional regulation. The immense stress of the court proceedings on top of the grief would make it incredibly difficult for me to follow discussions, understand legal complexities, and maintain composure, therefore hindering my ability to engage with the court in a proper manner. Important: if your case is delayed or dismissed after you make this request and you do not need the accommodation date under 3, contact your granted. Okay, so this is cut accommodation. Disability accommodations request. If you have a disability, you need to it's the same thing. Accommodations for for all scheduled and unscheduled court appearances in the case of acts. Okay, this is not the same.
This password shit.
Okay. I should have this written down, I swear.